Hello there guys, welcome back. One thing before we continue to finalizing this, one thing that I completely forgot to do in the last tutorial was to actually connect this control, the parent of this control, back into the chain here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this join, just imagine this has already been rigged and somebody has control of this rotation or movement. Then I'm going to take, say master, and I take the parent of this shoulder and say control here, and then constraint, and I say parent constraint. So now when I rig this later on, I can bring along the arm. So no problem. Okay, so now that's done. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this control and I like to, because this control is not going to be moved and everything. Later on we're gonna hide these, lock them and hide them. Because we're only gonna need it for switching here, the IK and the FK. Probably if you create the finger control, you can probably add them here as well. So we'll see how we go with that. But first of all, I'd like to know that when I'm in IK mode here, for example, I want to have these controls hidden, okay? And when I'm in FK, I want to have all this showing and then the control and this control hidden, okay? So we need to do that with set driven keys. So if I take, if I go into the animation section, I think it is, go into key, and I say set driven key, and I say set, and I'll take this guy, and I say this is the driver, it's gonna be this guy. So I'll take this, let's put it back to 0, and then I'm gonna start with this control. So I'll take this control and I say load driven, and then the one that we're gonna be sorting out is this visibility, which is this one here. So when this guy is in F0 here, okay, this guy is 0, is in IK, these guys are going to be visibility on. So I'm gonna start by taking this right here, visibility, this guy on, and I say key, okay. This guy I'm gonna driven here, and I say key, okay. And these guys here, I'm gonna put it here as a driven, okay. And the visibility here should be off. We put 0 here, and then I say this guy here, I say key. I take this driven, take this guy here, put it back to 0. I say visibility here, I say key, and this here load driven, the visibility here 0, and I say key. So now when this guy is 0 here, only these two are showing. And then when I move this guy now back to 10, now it will be the opposite. Now these guys here that I hit already, now I have to select them here. Should have done opposite. Now this guy, which is the shoulders, just because it's hidden here, so I'll take this and I say where this guy is 10, the shoulder driven, shoulder visibility should be on, will be 1. So now it's showing up there, and I say key. Now the elbow driven should be on as well, 1. Key, key, yeah. Take this, those is driven, where this guy is 10, visibility here should be on, so key. Now this guy's here, load driven, visibility when this guy is 10 should be off, 0, and the same go with the IK. Select this, select load driven, get the visibility, that should be off, and we say key. Now this guy, when it's 10, we are in IK FK mode, these controls are showing. When I put it back to 0, now the other controls are showing, so I can switch between them, you see? Very clever system, very quick to do. So now this guy, ideally, it doesn't matter which system you are working, either IK or FK, this should come along with it, okay? And at the moment this control is just here sitting on its own, okay? So what we can do is we can say we select this guy and say Control G, group it. By default, this is the pivot point goes right into the world origin, but we don't want that, so we take this and we say center pivot. So now this control has the center pivot. So, center pivot, yeah, that's the one. I like to take over to name this and paste it and put a GRP. So that's the group. So we know that that's the group that controls that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the hierarchy here, and I'm just going to go into change. Yeah, I'm going to take the, where is it? Okay. I don't know why sometimes I just press H here. So now I'm gonna show the original with the fingers. So I'm gonna go back to IK mode. That's fine. So now I've got the fingers here. Sometimes they disappear. So using vertical. It should be. Appearing here. I think if you select this closer, probably we can open again. Yes, hierarchy. Yep. Let's snap it here, see if it works. Okay, so let's see the guys there. What is that on that? If I'm going down, down. Let's see, this doesn't show. Let's see if it's something here says refresh or something. Span all. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take now, because this hand here is controlled by the original, which is the bound, and the bound, remember, is being controlled by the IK-FK switch. I think it's a good practice if we take the FK and we just hide it. Press H. We just hide it. We just want to see the one that is bound to the skin, so we don't accidentally select either the IK or the FK. So we have now selected this joints now. So we're gonna take this. This is gonna be now that this guy is gonna bring along this control. So I say master, go into slave here. The control, don't take this guy, because even though you're not gonna need this, but it's good practice. Just take the parent. So we say the master, slave, say constraint, parent constraint. Okay. So now, whenever I'm using this, you see how the connection is made. Now this guy comes along, and if I want to switch to FK, you see this guy always comes along. You see? Okay. So now, if I switch back to IK, and if I want to rotate it, just quick now, you see that the arm doesn't come, and you really shouldn't bring it along, because the whole idea of having an IK handle is that you can, for example, animate, like let's say you put a hand in a table like that, and then you want to rotate the spine, or oops, rotate the spine here, then the arm can stay planted. See? So that is the IK here. So I'm just gonna go and take this back to 0, and I think we're good to go. I think one more thing that I like to set up actually before I go, I think I forgot to do in the IK, was that I think if I'm going, now you see the IK disappear. I don't know why that happened. Must be a bug. Where is it? You see it disappear. Completely disappear from the hierarchy here, the left, the IK and stuff. Anyway, so what I like to do is for the I think for the IK, but let's keep it simple. Let's forget about that. Let's just gonna create it here. The system doesn't matter. At the moment, I think because we are in this joint, the left arm, I think if I, at the moment you can see if I select the IK, this, you see how the arm sort of stays. So if I animate this, the wrist stays, but the arm's still spinning around. You see the arm's doing spinning here, like a little bit here, spinning. So that should be planted, and I think the best way to sort it out, I think, is with IK hand, and I think this. I'm gonna this and press H. I'm just gonna call this left arm underscore IK handle. Okay, and I'm just gonna create another IK handle that goes from here to here. So I'm just gonna go into to rigging, go to skeleton, and I'm gonna say create IK handle. And this one I'm gonna use another one, the single chain one. Okay, and I'm just gonna click here, click there, and I think now if I bring this, now if I rotate this like that, you see that see how this works. That's fine. Which is not necessary. That's fine. I'm just gonna delete this. Just zero is fine. Yeah, ignore that. It's fine. I'm gonna be working just with the simple one. We're gonna talk about that more in class. How can we solve that issue? But for now, stick to this one. It's fine. All right, guys. That's it all for now. I think I'm gonna start now working on the leg, which is pretty much similar to what we've been working on, and then we just do the classic foot roll system, and that will be the limbs done. Alright guys, thank you very much. Alright, bye bye.